Hi guys, we're at Big Bear Bikes in Pickering, North Yorkshire, and today we're taking a look at the Trek Powerfly. We're here with Olly.
Hi.
And Olly's going to walk us through who this bike's for, the kind of riding it's perfect for, some of the features and benefits of the bike. So if you're looking for an electric bike, let's check out the Powerfly. Olly, electric bikes are obviously all the rage right now. They must be half of every bike we sell in the shop.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, since I started here, the sales of electric bikes have absolutely doubled.
So where does this sit in the sort of electric bike options?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this bike, I think the easiest to be able to look at the Trek Powerfly and compare it like to the conventional bike that Trek do. The Trek Marlin, it's a light hardtail mountain bike, but obviously with the electrical assistance. Like any other mountain bike, it will go up in specification. So, if you are wanting something with, more plush suspension or drivetrain, obviously they're available at a higher level. But this is a great bike and just great all-rounder.
What kind of riding is it for?
It's an all-rounder for all kinds of stuff. So, for example, if you were doing a bit of exploring, fire roads, cinder tracks, on the roads in between, but also getting up into Dalby. And I don't think there's really any restriction on that. We've had a shop ride. People join us on an exact bike like this, adventuring out into the moors and doing a little bit of red route on it too. So, absolutely.
I was talking to a customer in the shop this morning who said they've done 4,000 miles on a Trek Powerfly 4 in the last year, and they just said it's changed their life because they live in Whitby.
Definitely.
And obviously there's so much everywhere he goes climbing.
Absolutely.
So they've gone from not getting out very often to getting out 4 or 5 times a week, doing 35, 40 miles to their favourite cafe, exploring country lanes, kind of, I guess, riding with freedom. And I think the big thing they said to me was, we get to ride as a couple.
Yeah,
we can keep up with each other and really enjoy the day.
So these things that you're saying are just all coming true from, why people are buying bikes, the social side of it, wanting to join their friends that have got e-bikes or going out in pairs so that people can get out together where normally they may not have done because of different fitness levels or, just wanting to. Using Whitby as an example, what a place to set off, from on a conventional bike, a lot of challenging hills. And this just certainly opens up to everyone, ironing out the landscape and just actually making it possible to set off from home and then probably more likely to go for a bike ride.
Well, the lady this morning said she'd ridden up Chimney Bank.
Yeah.
And that's not one I fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so when people are coming in the shop and buying this bike, what's most important to them? What's seeing them get on this? Yeah,
definitely. So, obviously we've got our hybrids, we've got our more aggressive mountain bikes as well. But the Powerfly really is that great all-rounder, someone who does want to go and enjoy Dalby. But at the same time, when it's the electric side of it, people are asking about, what kind of range has it got? What kind of power has it got?
So talk me through that then. So this has got a Bosch motor.
It has, yeah. So, what's nice about Trek is the use of Bosch on mountain bikes is really consistent throughout the range. The Bosch Performance line CX, which can produce up to 85 Newton meters of torque. So that's the other thing that's really nice. So if you're thinking which level of Powerfly should I go for, it's that peace of mind that actually they've all got the same motor. Yeah. It's just down to the rest of the components that you may want to sort of look at and think, what's best for me. The batteries, well, with a Powerfly 4, you can get it with a 500 watt-hour battery or a 625 watt-hour.
What's that mean?
That basically would determine how far you could get on a single charge. Okay. Now, that will be affected by the rider, for example, the rider's weight, how they're riding the bike, are they using the full range of gears, how much kit they've got on, but also where they're riding as well. They may go on a ride that's completely flat, they may go on one with a lot of hills. So, the computer display will actually give you a bit of a guide based on what power mode you're in, what charge you've got on it, and it'll just help really sort of prevent range anxiety, thinking, have I got enough in the tank, as it were, to be able to get back to where I want to.
So I'm going to push you, because you've said loads of great things there, but you've not actually told me how far I could ride on it.
Okay, so I would say that, say for example, the 625 watt battery, I mean, if you were doing some off-road, you would get 50, 60 miles out of it.
I mean, that's a good ride, isn't it? By
It is. I mean, in a lot of cases, it's more than enough for anyone, particularly off-road as well. Yeah. And you'll find that you've had a proper all-over workout when you've been doing some, cross-country and stuff like that, trail riding on a bike like this and doing that kind of mileage.
Yeah, and you mentioned their power modes.
Definitely.
So just walk me through those.
Yeah, so with this Bosch system, it's, like the others, coming with 4 different power modes. You've got Eco, so that's your lightest, and Tour, and these may be your kind of go-to, this is what I'm in most of the time kind of power mode. There's one above tow called E-MTB, which is like an automatic, and that's really down to how hard you're pedaling. So if you were pedaling up something steep and loose, you don't want too much power, you'd be pedaling lightly, and then you get to a point where you can give it a little bit more and it will automatically push it into turbo. So a great one for using on the trails and off-road. And above that there's turbo. So yeah, I just want to get to the top of Chimney Bank.
And that's the one where you just grin from ear to ear because it's crazy the first time you go in that mode, right?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And there is no sort of governing rule as to what power mode you should be in. It's your bike. You choose the one that you want to be on. I think most importantly is, use your bike properly. Ride it like a normal bike. Use your full range of gears. Getting better wear and tear on the drivetrain, more out of the bike, and certainly, you'll get your chain and cassette lasting longer.
So chain and cassette, gears, what group set does this bike have? This is a Powerfly 4, right?
Powerfly 4 comes with Shimano Dior, which is a 10-speed group set, so nice hard-wearing thick chain. Just basic low maintenance.
Low maintenance, durable.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep your chain lubed, use your full range of gears. This motor will thrive off cadence. And what I mean by that is if you're going to point it uphill, put it into a low gear. Your motor's driving the back wheel, you're working together, and you'll certainly get some really nice level of fitness without blowing yourself up doing it.
So, away from the group set, talk me through the wheels and tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. So, quite standard on this bike. It does come basically with XR3 comp tyres. So really in layman's terms, that's a decent cross-country tyre, for particularly this time of year when it's dry, but also a good all-rounder without it being too aggressive if you're pedalling on the roads.
But I think when you go, what kind of riding am I going to do? I suppose this is a bike I could take the kids or the grandkids and ride around Dalby.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or I could go and do the cinder track from Scarborough to Whitby.
Yeah, all of that. So, it'll be perfect for that. And it could be that you're just happening to have an adventure on the road with it as well. Yeah. It would be absolutely fine.
Yeah. What about, so we've got suspension? But I suppose with this bike, we're talking more about comfort than we are competing, aren't we? So
yeah, definitely. So if you are going to be taking it off-road, or even some of the rough roads that we do have, you've got 120 mil of travel. It's a coil-sprung fork. It has the option to be able to lock the fork out to make it rigid, although there is less of a need on an e-mountain bike really, because it's going to help push you uphill anyway. But ultimately that suspension is there just to keep you fresher for a longer ride, because you will be riding further on these bikes and more often.
Yeah, I love that, just getting out more and enjoying the weather and enjoying the roads. And obviously we've got hydraulic disc brakes, so safety is going to be important to people buying these bikes, right?
Absolutely. The brakes are excellent, and are absolutely there. The bikes are heavier than normal, but this isn't just about squeezing onto the brakes for dear life. You can really control these, get great modulation, and ride safer.
Fantastic. So just talk me through the range with Powerfly. So this is a Powerfly 4?
Yeah, that's right. So above that you could get a Powerfly 5. So as I mentioned, if you've got the 625 battery, that's what comes standard as well in the Powerfly 5. It would have the next drivetrain up, which would be the Shimano XT. And you'd also get a RockShox Air Fork, so just a little bit more tunable to the rider. It's down to what you're after. What do you want out of the bike?
I think you were telling me that as the bikes get up in size, geometry is always the same.
So basically, the wheel size itself becomes sort of specific to the actual frame size. So if you were basically looking at an extra small or a small Powerfly, it would come equipped with a 27.5-inch wheel size. Yeah. Medium and above, it's a 29er, and absolutely right. So the small rider and the big rider can both enjoy the same bike, basically.
So I'm getting the same geometry, I'm getting the same motor. It's just that if I want to start going up through the spec, I'm going to start getting better suspension. I'm going to start getting lighter componentry. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, above the Powerfly 5, for example, there's a Powerfly 7. It would come with the Kiox display, so a more advanced display linked to the power assist for different features. If you're wanting to link it up to apps and heart rate and routes, it would come with a dropper seat post. But some of these things are possible to upgrade on bikes rather than having to go for that higher level as well.
The Powerfly is really popular here, isn't it?
Extremely popular.
So what do people buy of the range? What's the go-to one or two?
I would probably say Powerfly 4 is probably one of the more popular ones, really.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a great package at that price point.
Yeah, definitely. And for the type of riding that they're doing, I think there's a temptation that with an e-bike, and because it can get you up any hill, is that you might just think, oh, I'll just go full suspension, but you don't always need that. And certainly full suspension can be too much bike if you're doing just a lot of road and flat stuff.
Well, I'm going to kick back there, though, because am I right in saying that there's an FS version of the Powerfly?
There is, but it's only short travel, and again, and that's just to be able to sort of deal with our sort of rougher road surfaces and rougher cinder tracks and the likes. So where we've got 120 mil of travel in the fork, the full suspension version has a small shot can in the back for 100 mil of travel. It starts off at the Powerfly FS4, so along with that you would also get a dropper seat post, okay, and you'd also get an air fork as well.
And this is a bike that some people use for sort of longer adventures?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So again, it's another all-rounder, but we'll just smooth the trail out even more.
And with the equipped, you've got obviously additional mounts, you've got racks.
So the bike is available as an equipped in a hardtail and as full suspension, so that would come basically with full mud guards, rear rack, kickstand and lights that are hardwired into the main motor.
There you go. So thank you for that. It was just a great summary. So if you're interested in electric bikes and you're looking for something that's an everyday adventure bike, something to explore with family, explore with friends, lanes, trails, cinder track, the Trek Powerfly is a fantastic hardtail option here at Big Bear Bikes. I'm guessing you've got the range in the shop?
We have, and a range of sizes as well.
Yeah.
So it's all about picking the right bike. We can certainly help you choose the right size. Come and have a go.
And obviously people can test ride them here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go. Come and see Ollie, come and see the team. They'll talk you through the range, give you the chance to get hands-on and ride one of these bikes. And it might just be the one for you. If you are thinking about something a little bit more capable, then check out our video on the Trek Rail or the Trek Fuel EXE, Trek's full suspension, more aggressive mountain bikes. And equally look out for the lighter side of e-bikes with our hybrid e-bikes coming as well soon. We'll see you in the shop soon. Cheers.
Cheers.